You can plan for months, but if execution fails on the day, the entire event falls apart. Welcome back to the Art of Virtual Assisting with me, Stephanie Lopepe, your host and the founder of Virtually Steve. So we are conclude our two-part series, which is the art of event coordinating. And today we're going to focus more on the execution. Right. So first thing that we're going to talk about is the supplier and the vendor liaisoning. Right. So this is when you are coordinating between the caterers, the decor team, the technical staff, the venue, and any supplier that is external to your guests and your internal team, right? So here you must make sure that the communication goes well in terms of there's alignment with the event scheduling. Have you ever been in a situation where you know a supplier is meant to be at the event at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. and the supplier says, "Oh, I didn't know. I thought I could be there at 9 a.m." If I'm being honest, yes, it could be the supplier's fault, as in they are negligent, but it's also your responsibility in terms of your liaisoning, right? What are the reminders that were being sent through? Did anybody call the suppliers? Did anybody coordinate with a member of the suppliers team, right? So when that is left to be like, oh, then no, we've already spoken about this, there's a lot of things that could happen where, yes, the schedule would not be done well, right? So I would encourage you to make sure that you are managing the deliveries, you are managing the expectations between you and your suppliers, between you and the vendors, right? So that not on the day of the event, your venue is not set up because the decor team is late. Your caterers are coming in when your guests are already seated, right? That's not okay, because you should have water, tea, coffee, whether you are offering breakfast, snacks, whatever it is. That means all these suppliers, caterers, decor, technical crew. Oh my word, guys, last time, oh my word, I get nightmares from this. So we organize a summit, right? The technical team, which is the production team, right? You have sound, you have media, you have what. They knew what our expectation was. So we coordinated earlier and everything was set up the day before, which is always best. Your production team, your media team need to have already set up the day before, not the morning off or a few hours off, the day before. So that also means you probably have to pay 2 days for your event if it's a 1-day event. If it's a 2-day event, it's 3 days. Anyway, these people, they had set up already, right? But on the day of the event, the team comes late. The sound, like you could feel the hits, because what do you mean? What were you guys doing the day before? So these things will happen, but it is your job not to freak out like me, to have somebody who's calm-headed, who's cool, and be like, hey guys, this is not what we had discussed. And then you get solutions. Like, you need to be solutions driven. Yes, there's a problem, but what is the solution, right? So your media team, woo, they will give you gray hairs, just by the way. All right, so vendors don't manage themselves. It is your job to manage them. So I will encourage you, you do that. Number 2, marketing and pre-event coordinating. So pre-event coordinating, this has to do with your invitations, right? So your invitations will probably likely go to your guests, your special guests, like your VIP guests who are not buying tickets, and your speakers, right? So who's in charge of making sure that there's a communication that's happening, right? And then for marketing, it has to do with your tickets. So if it's a ticketed event, the marketing happens months before, and other events if it didn't happens the year before, right? So you need to make sure that everything is running well, right? So who's in charge of the invites, who's in charge of the tickets, who's in charge of the guest communication, and who is sending reminders and updates, right? Reminders could be like monthly reminders, weekly reminders, updates. Maybe you changed the venue, you sold so many tickets, you are changing the venue. Who's making sure that the people that bought the tickets earlier on know that the venue have changed, so that they don't find themselves to the old venue when you guys are somewhere else? And imagine if the venue is like 30 minutes apart. That means they've already missed the whole event. So make sure that reminders and updates are sent out regularly, right? So an event will not succeed if people don't know when to show up and how to show up. All right. Number 3, program coordinating and conference flow, right? So on here, you are doing a lot of the structuring, right? You are structuring in terms of your program. You are structuring in terms of transitions, right? What happens when a guest speaker is done speaking? What happens when we are introduction? What happens when we are taking a break? What happens when there's a Q&A, if there's a Q&A? However your event is structured, you need to have somebody there who knows what is happening, right? You also need to have somebody there who's managing time, right? Because when you have the best in whatever it is, we like to talk, honey. So don't give me 30 minutes and not manage my time, because I'll take an hour. Okay, so who's managing the time with the speakers, right? And also who's managing the audience experience, right? Are you planning an event and you are currently feeling overwhelmed with all the communications, the admin, the vendors, the timelines, the deadlines, and you currently don't need more ideas? You need event management support. So here at Virtually Steph, I support clients with all of their event coordinating needs, right? So if you need operational need, you need seamless execution, you need structured planning, please make use of my services. Click the link below and let's connect. I look forward to seeing you soon. My favorite events are events that care about the experience that I, the audience, have, right? Not just your VIP and your partners or your sponsors, right? Me as an attendee, right? So you need to make sure that the event is well run, the atmosphere is good, the MC or the entertainment or the various program that you have is giving an excellent user experience, right? So an excellent guest experience, right? Don't leave us, we don't have water, the sound is bad, the toilets are bad, it's just heavy and heavy and heavy. Like, I will stay to the end because I paid for the ticket. Most people, they just leave, right? So make sure that the guest experience is excellent. All right. Lastly, number 4, we're going to talk about on the day execution and problem solving. You know, events are nice, but my stress levels, they get 10 times on the day of the event, because you can plan, you can do this, you can say, but there's always some form of friction happening, right? You want the friction to be you as the coordinator to feel it, not the guest or the speakers, right? So on the day, right, you need to be able to make real-time decisions, right? Whether decision is a guest is late, we need to switch, right? So if the first guest is late, you need to move on. We don't wait for the guest. You need to make the second guest to go on stage, right? That is why you manage the time that people show up to your event. Even if you are speaking last, there has to be a time where you need to arrive early, so that just in case the people that were meant to speak before you are not there, right? So you need to make sure that everything is happening, like your decision making is happening in real time, right? Whether it's with sound, whether it's with refreshments, whether it's with the MC. Like, you need to have an MC who can hold their own, right? That MC embody like credibility, like, yeah, no. Even if people hear something was off behind the scenes, we wouldn't have felt it. Why? Because we are making real-time decisions. You as the coordinator, you as the host, you as the MC, right? Handling changes, issues, that's what I was saying earlier. Real-time decisions. Why? Because there will be delays, there will be an issue, there will be some form of friction happening. You need to be able to think on your feet. You need to be able to do fast, like fast decision making, fast thinking, fast creative thinking, right? Okay, cool. The sound is not working. What can we do? The MC can throw out and be like, guys, let's stand up, let's stretch our feet and play a little game or have a small exercise, right? Just like get people moving. And the time that is happening, the media team is trying to fix whatever the issue is, right? Maybe the food is running late. Have a Q&A session. Like involve the audience in the experience, right? So that, oh, okay, then you see the team will be like, yeah, food is good to go. Then we move on to the next thing, right? And whatever happens on the day, stay calm. Do not freak out, because if you freak out, we can pick up on that energy. Now we are all freaking out. So stay calm, be solution driven. All right. So in conclusion, a great event coordinator, a great event host does not panic, right? You like, maybe you like in South Africa, we get load shedding. And in that area, but the generator is not working. The what is not working. Now there's no sound. How do we manage this? Like, don't panic, come up with a solution and keep it moving. All right. It is now time for our virtual assistant insight segment. And today's question is, how early should one start planning an event? Woo! Guys, you know what, I know that sometimes people underestimate when they need an event coordinator to the last minute, right? So how early you need to plan an event would depend on the size of the event, right? So how big is your event? Is it a small event? A small event will probably be, let's say, less than 50 people, less than 25 people. That's a small event. You can plan that between 4 to 6 weeks, right? A medium event, like, yeah, you're not going into like, 500, 1,000 people. You need more than 3 months to plan that event. An event that is large scale, like proper summit, like heavy hitters are there, like this is a industry-led event, you need more than 6 months, right? And all these things are because you know the vision already, right? Planning the event is be like, oh, I'm thinking. No, 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 no. You've already thought. You've got the vision. You've got the idea. Now you are trying to bring all the various stakeholders to come together and make it happen. That's what I mean. Planning. I don't mean thinking. You must have already thought a long time ago. So in terms of planning, it really depends on the size of the event. And I always say, don't leave things to the last minute. Involve a project manager, involve an event manager, involve an event coordinator very early. Not last minute where you want us to perform miracles. You must have involved me very early so that we have enough room to make this vision come to life. All right. So I would encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me, what do you want to discuss concerning events? Do you have an upcoming event? What questions do you have? What resources do you want me to share with you? And I also encourage you to book a session with me, even if it's just a discovery call. Let me help see how I can best help you execute your vision. All right. Until next time, bye.